With the next gen consoles only a month away, we thought it was high time we run through the games that have got us drooling with anticipation. First up is the PS4 exclusive Killzone Shadowfall. We've been fans ever since the first game on the PS2, and now the fourth installment is hitting the PS4, taking the series in a new direction and now set 30 years after the events of Killzone 3. Killzone is undeniably Sony's best exclusive first-person shooter, and with the newest installment on the PS4 looking set to continue that trend. And Shadowfall's game creators Guerrilla Games look set to outdo themselves, continuing their great graphical style but with next-gen capabilities. And after playing it earlier this year at E3, it not only looks stunning but played like a dream. And Guerrilla Games have taken everything that worked on the previous games to make Shadowfall the best iteration yet. Simply a must buy if you're buying a PS4 on day one. Next up is Forza 5. Forza has been frequently tagged as Microsoft's big rival to Gran Turismo, and while Gran Turismo 6 is hitting the PS3 this Christmas, Forza 5 is the first of the two franchises to hit the next gen. And after various sessions with the game, it's easy to see it has some of the best next gen visuals you'll see, and most definitely blow the upcoming Gran Turismo 6 out of the water. But the key selling point of Forza 5 is the driver system. Simply put, it analyses your cornering, overtaking and racing skill. The data is also used when you play to ensure more realistic AI opponents. But the game doesn't always just drive for you, as the features are the most impressive seen in a Forza game yet. Hundreds of cars, dozens of circuits and even F1 style open wheel motors, making it an instant classic and a top tier launch title. Up next is another Xbox One exclusive, Dead Rising 3. Bigger locations, more zombies, more weapons, more vehicles, better graphics and the trademark Dead Rising sense of humour. Even though the game did initially look quite dark, new trailers have revealed that the game is just as tongue-in-cheek as ever, with the lead character Nick Ramos wrestling zombies whilst wearing spandex and endless OTT ways of killing the undead. There's also co-op throughout the entire game featuring a trucker named Dick. Loads of horrifically violent customizable weapons and more zombies than you can shake a stick at, making this one of the most gruesome and just plain fun games on the Xbox One. While the majority of launch titles for the new consoles are either shooter or racing based, Knack is a breath of fresh air among the first wave of next-gen titles. This action platformer features anime-inspired visuals, colourful environments and unique gameplay. You take control of a creature who can absorb thousands of objects to grow to the size of a building and then drop them all to shrink down again. He'll even be able to take on different forms and gain new abilities, depending on the objects he picks up. And with the power of the PS4, it's going to take this unique platformer to levels we've not seen in similar games before, making it a perfect game to pick up with your PS4 and ideal if you're wanting something a bit different from your standard FPS and racer when you pick up your shiny new console. And finally is Rise on the Xbox One. Initially announced as a Kinect game a few years back, but now turned into one of the most promising next-gen titles. With stunning graphics from a third-person perspective, the game just looks awesome. And with very few games of this style set in the Roman era, it's really offering something new. It follows the story of a young Roman soldier who witnesses the murder of his family at the hands of barbarian bandits, then travels with the Roman army to Britannia to seek out revenge. Quickly rising through the ranks, he leads the Roman army against the barbarian hordes in some brilliant gameplay battles. And then there's even a multiplayer gladiator mode, which sets players against one another in a Colosseum-style arena. You choose your weapons and attire, then you will fight whilst trying to entertain the audience at the same time. Rise Son of Rome will be a great way to kickstart the next gen, and if all goes to plan, it should be a pretty tough act to follow.